Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man. Um, I just got through. Shout out to the body snatcher. He sent me this footage, and apparently Stephen A. Smith had To on the show, and basically they was just talking about the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, where Stephen A. Smith, at the end of the day, just refuses to accept his L. He lost on the whole situation because at the end of the day, he keeps saying, well, a lot of times you have to fall in line. No, at the end of the day, you don't have to fall in line. You don't have to sign certain shit. Because my job had policies where they would try to make you sign, fake write-ups. And I used to be like, I'm not signing that shit until I have my union rep here. So you don't have to sign it. So no, that's not true. See, he's still trying to talk around the waiver thing. At the end of the day, it was a waiver. It was a bullshit waiver. That's what it was all about. They never had no intentions on signing Colin Kaepernick. And now Stephen A. Smith, he trying to say, oh, I'm black. And, at the end of the day, T.O. called him out. And T.O. came on the show and he was like, now this is what I don't like that T.O. said. He said, Max is blacker than you at times. You should never. Now, T.O. shouldn't have said that. But I understand what he was trying to say. He was like, well, damn, Max act like he understand more than you do. He basically was calling Stephen A. Smith a company man. Now, I want you to hear the fine print, what Stephen A. Smith said in that interview, which I'm finna expose him for the fraud that he is. He said, I'm willing to debate with anybody. You name a place, you name a time, I'm there. Okay, how many times have Ticket, the one LBZ, we've all said, well, Stephen A., let's have a debate. Well, let's talk. Not even have a debate, but let's talk. But then he don't want to do that. But at the end of the day, he don't want to accept his responsibility and what he do and demonizing black men. He go overboard. He don't have the same energy. And I'm not trying to hear that bullshit about, well, I just expect more out of black men. No, you're paid to attack black men more than you will a dude that don't look like you. And that's all it come down to. Stephen A. Smith ain't slick. But he said, oh, you name a place. Okay, so I want everybody that's listening to this video, call Stephen A. Smith bluff. Call Stephen A. Smith bluff. Let's set it up. We could do it online. Somebody could host. Somebody could host a podcast. We could find somebody and tell Stephen A. Smith to let's get it on. Let's talk. He playing this role like he don't understand why people are attacking him. See, he basically tell black people he basically was once again trying to act like he was the Negro whisperer. Oh, just fall in line. Just do what they ask you to do. A lot of people got to do things they don't want to do. Nah, fuck that. There is limitations to everything. There's limitations on how you treat it in everyday life and how you treat it at your job. If your place of employment go beyond the means to disrespect you, either by your race or height or whatever the case may be, you have a right to sue them. And he was just telling Colin Kaepernick to be a good house Negro and be a good slave. Just do what they say and you'll have a job. But see, basically, due to the fact that it was a setup, and Colin Kaepernick more than likely wouldn't have got a job, they would have been saying, oh, well, you can't sue because you signed a waiver. That's why they was mad. And then once again, he wanted people to see it. And T.O. was right. They could take out what little pieces they want, edit it, and say, oh, this what happened, that's what happened. Why didn't you want the whole thing? That showed me that the NFL was full of shit when they said they didn't want the media there. They want the media there any other time. It was a hoax. It was a fake. It was a hoax. It was a publicity stunt, and smart people know it. I don't want to hear nothing about what you have to sign. Once they tried to sign it, no. All this shit about you got to comply to a certain degree, you got to do this, you got to do that. No, you have rights everywhere. You have rights everywhere. You have rights at the workplace. That's why if you feel like your job is treating you unfairly, you have the right to strike. If you're not getting paid what the competition is getting paid, or you don't have the benefits or whatever accolades go along with that job, you have the right to strike if you under a union contract. For real. So you do have rights. You don't have to sign everything. That's what people don't know. Your job can come up with all the stipulations they want, but if it doesn't seem right or fair to you, or if it's an advantage to them, then you don't have to sign it. You have every right to look it over. You have every right to question it. That's real. Don't listen to Stephen A. Smith. He was just being a company man. Stephen A. Smith is just mad because it came out that waiver wasn't standard. And they just tried to make up something with T.O., and then that's basically what happened. People saw right through it, and then as far as Eric Reed go, Eric Reed, what is there to talk about? What is there to talk about? Stephen A. Smith want to play this role. This is what you call doing damage control. He trying to basically explain his case on why people think he a coon and an Uncle Tom and a handkerchief head. See, it's getting to him. So now all of a sudden he called himself trying to, explain and break it down. Oh, well, I didn't invite him and other people and I supported. He's never had Colin Kaepernick's support. Instead of him breaking down the issue that he had with Colin Kaepernick, he basically was trying to explain why he isn't a coon. But but Stephen A., I'm wagging my finger at you. Everybody see you for what you is. You exercise white supremacy for ESPN. And he pretty much said it. Well, everybody got to do certain things they don't want to do. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, then, you know what? You got enough money where you can start your own shit. Now, my thing is with Colin Kaepernick, I know what he's trying to do. But at the end of the day, as far as Colin Kaepernick go, what Colin Kaepernick should do, if he got the plug with Nike, well, I'll talk about that in another video. I want to save that for something else. I want to save that topic for something else. But as far as Stephen A. Smith go, he is who he is. And ain't no way that anybody can talk around it. Now, I want to make this very clear to you non-blacks, especially the clear people. This ain't y'all fight. Y'all don't have no say-so in this. Y'all don't have no right to question or talk about somebody being black or black enough, because this don't fucking concern you. You worry about what's going on with your race. Don't worry about what's going on with mine. You don't have a say-so. You don't have that right. I know there's black people out here that think they can give you the green light to speak on issues concerning the black community. Nah, stay in your fucking lane. Mind your own fucking business. This our shit. We don't be in y'all shit. We don't want you in our shit. You don't got it like that. Just because you may have a couple of so-called quote-unquote black friends don't mean that you cool with all black people. You don't have no black pass. You don't have no green light. Stay out our mix. Real talk. But I salute T.O. But Stephen A. Smith, he wanted to make a spectacle of it. He wanted to bring T.O. on the show, and T.O. said what he had to say. It needed to be said. And we gonna keep putting pressure on Stephen A. Smith. But once again, Stephen A. Smith, we heard what you said. So let's set it up. Let's set it up, man. I'm ready. Matter of fact, bring Jason Porkchop along with you too. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.